Ooh, now we're cooking
You
with gas,
got it.
baby. Okay. Okay. Nope. Yes. Okay. So the first card, are you good?
I can see it.
Okay. So this first card is in the position of strength, strengths and gifts within your personality. Now this says signs from heaven. Thank you, heaven, for sending me reminders of your presence. So what I'm getting from that, do you see those feathers falling down on her while she's
Mm-hmm.
sleeping?
Yes.
I think that you're totally aware that there are angels around and that you're not by yourself. I think that that's what's giving you strength a lot of times to get through some really, really challenging times that and especially since you spend so much time alone, I think that that gives you the peace, the inner peace that
Mm-hmm.
you know that you're not by yourself and that you get, strength from knowing that the angels are around, knowing that God's always there with you, regardless what kind of God it all ends up being, my personal opinion is it all ends up being the same God. It's just maybe different on how you get there.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that you're very grateful for having that. And I think that sometimes especially with this lady sleeping, sometimes I think that you may nap or sleep often just to escape what really is happening.
Ding dong.
And that I think that that's where you find your peace. Like when you're um in your dreams, or maybe that's another thing. Since it's called Sign from Heaven and this is the lady is sleeping, I think if you do dream, if there's any way possible that you could have a notepad and pen next to your bed, just to jot down a couple words to help you remember what you dreamt, because we all dream. Hopefully it's not too many nightmares. It's mostly, hopefully it's, good dreams. So let's see what the book says. So signs from heaven. Okay. So it says, angels and loved ones in heaven are sending you signs of their presence. They want you to know that you never walk this path alone, and that in times of great need and emotion, they are standing beside you and blessing your heart with love. They are encouraging you to keep focused on signs such as seeing the same numbers, finding feathers, or receiving visits from angels or loved ones in your dreams. These are signs of support from heaven. The expanded interpretation says angels and loved ones rejoice in reminding you of their presence, but they don't want you to rely on signs to prove that they exist. So signs will come to you when you wholeheartedly trust, believe, and know in your heart, soul, and mind that your loved ones and angels are there. Of course, they will send you signs to try and reconnect your faith and belief, but try not to rely on the signs to prove anything. Instead, take them as gentle reminders that you aren't alone and all is well.
That part. Yeah, I think that one resonates with me a lot.
Good. Okay. The next one it's another personality trait that you have. And this one is count your blessings. Thank
Mm.
you, universe and angels, for the blessings in my life. So with this lady writing, or this angel writing. She's an angel. See her feathers
Mm-hmm.
or her wings?
Yes.
And it looks like she has gratitude for God, for love. That's what
Mm-hmm.
can you see it on the card that she's writing?
Yeah.
So maybe what I would suggest is, and maybe what they're trying to suggest to you is maybe to keep a gratitude journal. And like every time before you close your eyes finally for the night, right before you do that, or maybe even first thing in the morning, maybe you could do it first thing in the morning to just write down like 5 sentences or 5 things that you're grateful for. And do that for like 30 days. And then look back and after the 30 days, look back and be like, oh my gosh, you know, look what I was grateful for then and now what I'm grateful for.
Exactly.
And kind of like look at it and see how things have changed.
Transformation. I
Mhm.
like it.
So that's another one of your personality traits or gifts that you can give to yourself. So let's see what
I
the book.
I I love getting books. I need to have one for me just because I love giving journals and stuff to other
I do
people.
too. I do too.
Mhm.
Let me think where I'll remind me another time and I will share with you where I get some of my journals that are
Okay.
very inexpensive. Okay, so count your blessings. Okay, so this one says, as you count your blessings, you become a magnet to even more blessings. So
That's
maybe instead
good.
of 5, maybe you should write down 10.
Yeah.
When you draw this card, the angels are encouraging you to see blessings in your current situation.
Hmm.
It is important you keep your focused and aligned with loving experiences in your life, as this will lead you safely to the next step. Which I think you've been blessed with talking with your children, communicating with your children recently, even your mom, even though it may be a little challenging sometimes. But at least you still have your mom to talk to,
That's true.
and your dad, and just, um, and then being able to communicate and with your children and having them come in and out of your house. That's such a blessing, regardless how they're coming in and out. They are using that as their base, which is a beautiful thing, regardless what the reason is that they're coming in and out. You know, they know what to expect when they get there. They know that they may get a tongue lashing, but you're only doing that because you love them.
That is so true. It resonates so much. I received it.
So the
Hmm.
expanded interpretation says, take some time to see the amazing things in your life. The angels aren't calling you ungrateful, but they want you to realize that you have in your life what you have in your life. It's important to focus on what you have rather than what you don't have, because it will help you to stay present, focused, and open to abundance of support that is there for you right now. Start writing down your blessings and give them thanks to your creator for them.
I like that. And you know what they say? To your creator. I like that a
Yes,
lot.
yes, that feels good, doesn't it?
Hmm.
Makes your heart feel good. It makes my heart feel good. Um, there was something here. Oh, when I was thinking, when I was reading this, it popped in my head that maybe you should keep a journal. a daily
And I
journal.
think
And just right, not totally separate from your gratitude journal, but just like maybe even get a calendar or a planner and say, this son stopped by today. This son stopped by today. This son went, I talked to this son today. I talked to my granddaughter today. Just to keep track of how often you do talk to people.
that is a great idea.
Because sometimes I think we, I know myself, like, I know there are people that I haven't called for a while, but I didn't realize, oh my gosh, I didn't realize it had been this long. Do you know what I mean? So if I kind of kept track of what's going on and who I talk to and things like that, then it might be easier for me to be like, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to this person for a bit. I probably should call and check on them.
I agree. I agree.
Because, you know, bringing it back to counting your blessings, I think that calling someone or dropping them even a card. I'm so great for dropping people a card in the mail and just say, I just want you to know I was thinking about you today. And
And
to
I
actually pick
appreciate
up a
them
card
cards.
and, you know, write it and put the address on it, your address on it, the stamp, the whole 9 yards. That's like the whole time I'm doing that, I'm like thinking of them.
Mm, you're
Right?
amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
So how hard is that?
It's not hard, but
And it's
it's
not expensive.
intentional. Yeah. It's so intentional, like being more intentional, being more present in the moment. Yeah, I like that.
Because, you know, like the dollar store, they have Hallmark cards 2 for $1 or $1.25 or whatever, you know,
Hmm.
it's so inexpensive. Like, please.
Hard for everything.
I know. Yeah.
And yeah, like,
And I always send my kids, like the little kids, I send them um holiday cards. You know, like if it's Halloween, I'll send them Halloween cards because in the dollar store you can get them for 2 for $1, even if it's just $1. It's not like going to CVS or Walgreens where you have to spend $6 on a card,
mm-hmm.
you know, and I usually buy like a little bit of cards.
Yep, can get a whole box full.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, yeah,
You're making
so
some great suggestions. I am taking mental notes.
well, you'll be
My
able to listen to this recording, so that's going to be cool.
yes, my the journal, I have a notebook. It's pretty much full. It has some of everything. It's not organized. It has like class notes. It has ideas. It has budget. It has a whole lot of stuff. But yeah, I have so many pages. It's very hard to find a blank page. So it's time to get a new notebook specifically for what I need it for. One for journaling, one for gratitude. So yeah.
You know what I do? And I need to get this organized for my um all the committees I'm on. But I got a regular like 3-ring binder, a pretty one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I bought some dividers for it. So like you could do that. And then I always buy colored paper. I never buy just regular white paper because you can get lined like notebook paper like on Amazon for a colored paper like yellow, blue, green, pink, and orange, I think. And it's more expensive, of course, but it's not that expensive. And so I have a different color for like each thing.
Yeah, I like
Um,
that.
and then like I have everything all in one binder. Like I used to do it for the different classes that I had, the different like with my business for my different clients and things like that. So it was like all in one thing. So when I sat down on the phone, I could grab that and I'd have the latest notes in there from whatever was going on, you know? So
And you're
that
not
might, rather
losing it.
than buy like a
Yeah.
tablet or a notebook, maybe get a pretty 3-ring binder. They might have some out now because the school just starting.
Mm-hmm.
And then just get some dividers and do that. I mean, it's something,
You're
this is
onto
a digest.
something.
Hmm?
You're onto something. I love it. It's a great idea.
And you know, it's like it makes you feel good when you write on colored paper for some reason, you know?
You know, the one of the things I'm gonna ask my daughter, because she is artistic, I'm gonna ask her if she can draw me a cover,
That would
and
be
I'll
perfect.
print it out and I'll put it in between my binder. Like there's always that one empty space, like a white binder, and you can put a picture or something in there
Absolutely.
and have a creative page for my journal and for everything, my go-to binder for everything.
I know. And then just think you can just throw it in your bag and carry it with you if you go over to your parents and you just want to, you know, you have 5 minutes and or you're waiting for somebody. You have it with you. And I mean, it's a regular like letter size paper, so it's not small, but like if you have 5 minutes, you can just sit down and write your blessings out for, because you know what? Sometimes when you're feeling like you're in a way, if you really do stop the world and just breathe, take a couple, three
Mm,
deep breaths, and then just write the things that you're grateful for, it totally changes your brain and totally gets you centered again.
I love it. You are really honing on some of these skills, like um, just sharpening skills that I could do every day, just be intentional with my time, my thoughts, my creativity.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe even have like a to-do list, right? Like, I want to create this. I want to do that. I want to, and then maybe I even have a section for your business. Like, what do you need to do? And what have you done? You know,
Hmm.
as far as that goes. So that would help keep you focused on that too.
I love it. Thank
Okay,
you.
so this one is what life has taught you. And this card is inner power, the
Mhm.
divine father. Divine Father, thank you for co-creating my world with me. So let me think. This with him having 4 arms and 4 hands, and that sign that he's holding up at the top is the Namaste sign.
Mhm.
Um, it makes me feel like that the Divine Father is giving you powers to be in multiple places,
Wow.
you know, because of the you know, with the 4 arms and 4 hands, because it makes me feel like he's given you those hands because you are in so many different places, but but everything you do is for the highest good of everyone. See how it's like pointing up with um the triangle behind him is like pointing up, and that just makes me feel like, and with all the different colors and things, it just makes me feel like that you have so many things that you can offer people, and that you can offer for people's highest good. And just knowing that, you know, that God is with you and has actually created that for you. You know what? If you look at that close, can you see that card close? That's a snake
Mm-hmm.
around his neck.
A snake?
A snake. Like a serpent.
Are snakes good?
Well, I think so, because I think that a snake around his neck like that would probably ward off some people that may not be so good for you,
Okay, okay. Okay, I could get down with that. Okay.
you know? And just to be, um, just to be, they just need to back up.
So
Some people just,
can I ask this like because it kind of reminds me of the I know this not supposed to be like religion, but the Indian in India culture, they have like the I don't know what they call that being, but it looks like it has like multiple hands and
is it
um
a woman or a man?
I want to think it's a woman.
Okay, her name is Lakshmi,
She's the goddess of like
of
pater
life and
uh
everything,
yes,
wealth and
okay.
health and everything. Yeah, I have an altar upstairs and I have her on it. I'll have to show it to you sometime. I
Wow.
just redid it again today and cleaned everything. Um, and every morning I give her a fresh orange. I light an
Wow.
incense and burn some candles
Wow.
every morning. And then just, just think. And her husband is Vishnu,
Yes.
and that's one of his names. He was many different deities, but he was always married to her. So, um, yeah, I have them up there on my altar with an angel and a money tree and different things. But yeah, she has 4 arms.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking in their culture, aren't they the ones that controlled the snake with the music?
Probably. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking too. So the snake is probably not a bad thing
No.
at all.
Well, you know what? You can, nothing is bad unless you make it bad.
True. True.
You know
I
what I
kind
mean?
of like every time like I hear about a serpent or whatever, it takes me back to when Eve was manipulated by the serpent in the garden.
Right.
That is a negative connotation for how men fell from grace.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's kind of hard for me to see a different perspective to like flip the script and say like, that imagery of a serpent doesn't have to be the case for all things.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? Everything has a reason, right? Everything has a purpose. So
Mm-hmm.
when God created those things, even rats and mice and, like we're scared of them and whatever. That's just because that fear is something we created. God didn't create that. Like God created a rat for some reason, you know?
True.
And so when he was creating it, and he doesn't do anything bad, like he doesn't do anything negative. So when he was creating that, he had good intentions. Even a mosquito, it's got
Mm,
some good purpose, but sometimes you just have to look a little harder for what it is, right?
that is true. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see what this one says. Inner power. I think you have a lot of inner power. I
um,
really do. I really
I
do.
think so too. I'm thinking like once I tap into it, it's gonna like explode. It's gonna be like fireworks. It's gonna be like the atomic bomb, like
Exactly. Exactly. It says, You are blessed to receive the support of the Universal Father today. You have the power within you to create your world, and you are being encouraged to see that this power is only in place when you are coming from a space of love.
Come through, love. Come through.
Release any toxic feelings and feel blessed knowing God is with you today. You are so powerful when you share your love with the world.
Come through. I'm like, oh,
I know,
yes,
right?
I receive it.
It says expanded interpretation. You are being encouraged by God and his angels to be a powerful leader of love. There are two ways of accepting power. You can use it to instill fear and overpower others, or you can use it to guide and empower yourself and others. Lead by example and be the powerful, loving leader you desire to see in the world. You are powerful and filled with love.
I can see both sides of that coin. I resonate. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this person on this card is called Shiva,
Sheba.
Shiva.
Okay.
Shiva. Shiva is the Hindu god of strength and power. He is the ultimate father figure and is known for his leadership and fiery energy. He is known as the destroyer and the cosmic dancer, but it is important to say that he is another expression of love. When called upon, he does destroy the negative energy of our lives, but he can lighten up our world like the sun. In this deck, we have focused on him as the Divine Father, as he gives us support and strength as the representation of our Father in heaven, God.
Come on through, Sheba. Come on. Sheba, Reba. Come on.
What can I say? Okay, so this one is something that you're working on personally. So this one is spiritual support.
That
Dear
is what
angels,
I'm working on.
dear angels, I allow you to support me as I grow to become more spiritually aware. Look at all those angels around you.
The trifecta.
Mm-hmm. They're all around.
Mm.
And you know what? You have to remember that with angels and the deities and God and everything, they don't have distance like we do. Like you can send energy and you can send the angels to whoever you want to send them to, as long as it's with their highest intention. This looks just like a regular person, right? And she has all
Mm-hmm.
these angels around her, and they're all glowing.
I love that.
I'm trying to see. Okay. Let me see if I can add some more. Okay, so there is more spiritual support around you than you realize. There are angels before you, behind you, above you, and on all sides. These divine beings are here to guide, reassure, and love you. Feel the blessings of the angels who are surrounding you at this time so that they can help you be more at peace and free of any restrictions in your life. You are supported by angels on every step of your spiritual journey. Open your heart and accept the support.
I love it.
So this is something that you're working on. This is the position of this card, something that you're working on. The angelic realm is supporting you at this time with regards to decisions you have made. You have been unsure about some areas of your life, and they want to assure you that all is well and guided. They are offering help with any concerns you have at this time and encouraging you to become aware that they are supporting you in every area of your life, including the challenging ones. Be aware that every part of your life is part of your spiritual journey, and you will be guided all the way.
Mm, okay. I love that. Because I definitely have been struggling with some decision making.
You know, they say that a praying woman is a woman to be reckoned with
Why they say that?
because they just know that
She get all that support when she
mhm,
be praying.
mhm,
Wow.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have to pray and have faith and keep it positive, because it goes back to that whole law of attraction thing. And just like it said in that beginning, when you count your blessings, you get more blessings.
Mm-hmm.
When you count your woes, you'll get more woes.
Yes, it makes sense.
So you just have to decide what you want. Do you want more woes or do you want more blessings? Okay, the next one
Exactly.
is things that you're feeling right now. Express your creativity. Thank you, angels, for helping me to express my inner creator. This person with the expression on her face, she looks like, she's like, wow, I didn't even know I could do that. Wow, I didn't even know that was possible. Wow, I didn't even know it was possible for me.
I feel you.
I didn't even know that I could do that. You mean we can actually do that? And all of it is like within you. And it's a beautiful blue color, which is
One of my
like
favorite
so
colors.
calming.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a
It's a
wild
baby.
man crazy creator. It's a
Mm-hmm.
soothing, positive creator. And she just seems like she's like so thankful, doesn't she? Like, wow.
Mm-hmm. I look at it too, like when the light bulb goes on.
Like up here.
Yeah. Like
But
when
look, hers is
you,
a star.
yeah, like for me it's like when you're in that creative mode and you know you're thinking and you maybe even problem solving and the light bulb goes off and it's like I got it. Like that aha moment. Like
Mm-hmm.
wow.
Yep. That's exactly what she looks like. So let's see what it says. So far, I've been doing pretty good. What do you think?
I think so. Cause I mean like literally you have been on point.
Okay, so the general meaning says you are a creative being, and the angels are encouraging you to tap into your gifts so that you can share your talents with the world.
Come through, angels.
These can go beyond an art form or even music, as you are constantly creating your life. You are being handed a blank canvas by the angels and encouraged to paint what happens next.
Woo!
Extended interpretation says creative energy is flowing through you right now. Take time to express the divine gift that you have. You are an artist with a phenomenal ability to create your life in the light of your creator. In order to take the next step, you are being encouraged to paint it or write it or sing about it. Bring it into creation into a loving, expressive way.
Dr. B, you know what I was doing before I came on the Zoom call? I was writing music.
Wow.
Yeah, I wrote a song today, and I wrote it like probably earlier this morning, and it took me like maybe a couple hours to like write it, and then the the vision was coming to me about what the music video would be like, and it was about this little girl being able to choose who she wanted to be her family. And it was like she could choose from a perfect family, the picture perfect family, which there's no such thing, or she could choose from the dysfunctional family, or she could choose from a real family, someone that has probably a little bit of both, you know? And just the concept of children being able to pick who their parents are, because they always say, oh, you don't get to pick your family. If that kind of power existed, oh, what a world it would be. So I kind of
Mhm.
wrote a song about it.
That's awesome. I love it. You have to share it with me.
I will one day. Yes. I'm
Mm.
still kind of writing it, but for the most part it's done. It's kind of my therapy, like
Mhm.
me and my family, what I've been talking to my daughter about and the things that she's been going through, and it just like all kind of like went into this song where I want it to be positive. I want it to be loving and not come off as selfish or just superficial, but tap into some of those real emotions, because she has a daughter and her daughter is seeing her go through a lot right now. And we want our kids to ride and die for us the whole way through. And I just wish that my daughter would understand that she's not alone, that she does have people that love and care about her, even though we might not be the family she won't right now. Like, it is what it is. I mean, we don't want to see nothing bad happen to her, but you know, I need her to get it together, at least for her daughter's sake, because her daughter didn't get to pick who her parents were.
Mhm. So right. But everybody deserves a second chance, you know? Yep. Okay, so this one is something else that's up in feeling and energy. Trust your vibes.
Mm,
Thank you, angels, today. I choose to trust my intuition and your guidance. See with that, it's the angel and she's concentrating. She has her intention. And with her heart, that heart in the middle of her chest, it's like you can definitely tell that she's doing whatever she's doing for the highest good. For she's doing it from the love within her heart, because the love comes from your heart, not your head, right? And then when you
mm,
combine them, when you do get it where you can focus and focus on the highest good, that's when everything changes. That's when everything make is starts to turn around and starts to get better and better and better. Because it's kind of spreads, like with her concentrating and she has her intentions, then those intentions are shared with someone else, and then hopefully their intentions are shared with someone else, and it just makes, keeps more people more and more positive.
I agree.
And see how her hair is blue, but that the top of it is white. It's like her crown chakra is white. And that's because there's like, if you trust your intuition, trust you're receiving your intuition from God, trust that you are receiving nothing but good energy. You see how that is?
Mm-hmm.
And she's got her fingers by like her third eye. So that's where your intuition comes and so forth. Okay, so it says, trust your vibes. The angels are here to inform you that whatever you have been feeling recently is absolutely correct.
Wow.
Your intuition is on point, and the angels are here to congratulate you on trusting your vibes. Feeling is one thing, but trusting is another. When you wholeheartedly trust in your intuition and the feelings you have been given, you come into alignment with who you are and the angelic guidance which surrounds you. You get your intuition and your thoughts and things from God anyway. Like they come in through your crown chakra and through your third eye. So that's basically that's why her crown chakra is white, because it's the white light coming through. Today is the day you must trust what your intuition is telling you, but also trust your guidance on what you should do with this intuition. Ensure it is for everyone's highest good, and that includes yourself. So the intuition you have about what you need to be doing for yourself is correct. And that you need to only be thinking of things for yourself and you're at your highest good. And that means stop with some of the negative talk that we talk to ourselves about. Like, so check that. So when you start to go down that rabbit hole, just check it and be like, no, I got to think positive. I got to think for my highest good. Is this for my highest good?
I agree.
Your psychic and intuitive abilities are developing more and more every day. The angels are here to encourage you to go with whatever you feel your soul has been trying to tell you. Rich, intuitive, and psychic knowledge is downloading into your core, and the angels are encouraging you to follow this guidance. As you take this step, it may bring up some fears or concerns, but you are encouraged to trust in the angels who are on this journey with you. When you take the first step, the next step will be presented to you. Trust your vibes.
That's huge. That is so huge.
That's because the angels know that your heart is in the right place.
I respect the fact that they are willing to travel with me on this journey.
Yes. How amazing is that?
Amazing. Because I'm probably taking them down and through some things, Like, oh, y'all ready to ride? Come
Exactly.
with me, Like, I'm glad that I don't have to do it alone. And, I have angels that are willing to go that extra mile.
That's all they live for. That's
Wow.
all they live for, is to help you with your highest good. But guess what? They won't help you unless you ask.
Wow.
The
That
only
is
way
good
that they'll
to know.
help you, and that goes for your guardian angel too, they won't do anything unless you ask. So that's why when I started this session, I said, thank you, angels, for
Thank you.
letting me know that you're here with us and for
Thank you.
sharing with us what we need to know.
Yes.
So the only way that they'll step in is if you are in a crisis, a life-saving crisis. And that's what you're supposed to be saved from.
Yes. I'm glad that you're going over all of this with me because now I know a little bit more about angels that I didn't know before.
Mm-hmm. I've been studying this now for probably 3 or 4 years at minimum. No, probably actually, I've been studying angels. Oh my gosh, I guess it's almost been 20 years
Wow.
because I first got introduced. I've always liked angels and felt good about them. But I started really studying and reading about angels in like 2004.
Wow.
Wow,
That's a
dang,
long
I didn't
time.
realize it had been that long.
Yeah.
Time just goes, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, the next one is something that you're working on right now. Look how heavy this one is. Trustworthy friends.
Whoa. I mean, that one like jumped out. Was that the card that jumped out?
No, we haven't got to that one yet.
Okay. Okay. I
This one
resonate
says,
with this one.
trustworthy friends. Thank you, angels, for surrounding me with people I can trust and love.
Oh, I love this one. This is like, it gives me like superhero powers. Like, I got you.
But you know what? This could be, who says which one of these is you?
True.
You could be carrying somebody for the moment, or they could be carrying you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't realize how much people depend on you. And just having your support, your love and
Or
support.
I want to say too, it could be like she could be swooping in, finna rescue him and take him away from that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you never know which way it's going to be, you know?
Yeah. I'm excited to hear what this one reads, what
You know
this
what?
would read like.
I was just looking at this, and it's almost like they can see how the flowers are there.
Mm-hmm.
Everything looks good, right? So it's kind of like if you have friends that you can trust, you may need to be carried, but it's always going to be in a peaceful, you'll be able to find peace with them.
Mm.
And you'll be able to run to them and know that you're going to be supported. But they feel the same way about you, that they trust that you're going to be there as well. It's like it's a relationship, you know? So it's not like it's all one way where they're carrying you all the time or you're carrying them
Mm-hmm.
all the time. Does that
And
make
you notice too, look at her hand and his hand. They're both lit.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like whatever you touch turns to gold, like
Mm-hmm.
an alchemy.
Like you're both in sync. Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's like clear skies behind us.
mm, Yep.
Yep. Clear skies. And look,
A
with that
little
house
cloud.
being way back here,
Yeah.
it's kind of like they can help take you away from your troubles.
Mm-hmm. There's one cloud on the right side. One
Hmm.
cloud, but I guess that's to say that even through a cloudy or stormy situation, like that's what they're there for.
See how intuitive you are, right?
God is good. God is good.
Yep. So let's see what this says. Trustworthy friends. The friends you spend time with are without a doubt trustworthy when you pick this card.
Woo.
You are surrounded by many earth angels and souls who have your best interest at heart. The people who make you smile, laugh, and cry are the souls who will be with you throughout your journey, and you are being encouraged to enjoy spending time with your friends you have in this lifetime because you have so much in common. And as you have fun with your friends, the angels will join in and enjoy themselves too.
I like that. Wow.
You may have felt a little left out recently and unsure who is being real in your life. Mm.
Come through, angels. Read in my
Don't
mind.
concern yourself about it. The angels are here to help you by surrendering any friendship issues or worries you have to them. You will allow a source of love to guide you to the peace you deserve. Do you want me to repeat that?
Yes,
By
please.
surrendering any friendship issues or worries you have to them, you will allow a source of love to guide you to the peace you deserve.
Come through.
The angels will help you see, realize, and know who really is on the same vibration as you so that you can truly enjoy your social time. If you feel that you don't know who your friends are, follow the prayer on this card and the angels will direct you to those who will support you and allow you to support them. Friendship means balance, and it is as blessed to support as it is to be supported, which is exactly what we talked about. Like, you may be carrying them sometime, or they may be carrying you sometime.
Is there something on the back of that card?
No, it's just that it says, thank you, angels, for surrounding me with people I can trust and love.
Okay, and that's what I need to say
Mm-hmm.
to my angels. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because see, there's nothing on the back.
Okay.
Yep. So it's just thank you, angels. That's what you want to say all the time.
Thank you, angels,
Thank you,
for
angels, for whatever. But this one says, thank you, angels, for
surrounding me.
surrounding me with people I can trust and love.
Thank you, angels, for surrounding me with people I can love and trust.
Yep. Yep. Okay. So the last one is, this is the challenge within your current situation. You ready?
Yup.
Spiritual gifts. He looks really strong, doesn't he?
I mean, I was gonna say evil, but I know this
No,
is
no,
not supposed to
no.
be
He's not
evil.
evil.
Yes,
This
it's
is
the red.
Archangel Raziel. He's one of the
Oh,
archangels. Thank
ooh,
you, Raziel, for helping me channel my gifts and talents. That's what your challenge is. You need
that
to channel them instead of
that
just thinking
fear of
about
even
it.
having powers.
And kind of like, come on, let's do something. Like,
Mm-hmm.
stop thinking about it, get focused,
Just do
and do something. It may take a little bit of time, and you don't have to do just one thing at a time. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, if you find a class or some kind of something you want to learn more about, then you can do that as well as work on getting your business started. You know what I mean? Like, you can do more than one thing at a time. Or take an hour every day and do something in your house that you want to get done. And then be working on your business at the same time. And then, be learning about something that you want to learn about. You can do multiple things at one time, right?
I agree.
And then like the spiritual gifts is maybe it's, you know, maybe it's kind of like, since it's something you've been challenged with, maybe it has something to do with all the spiritual things that may have been conflicting in your mind over the last couple weeks.
Okay.
With the different things that you've learned in the last couple weeks about many different things.
Yeah.
And, just having some conflicting thoughts and conflicting, like, it just didn't feel right in your heart.
Yeah. I agree. Like, I do need to ask for the ability to have discernment and to be really focused and in tune and not being so confused like I felt like I was in a state of confusion.
Well, that's because it was thrown on you at one time. Like, you just got a phone call or a visit and was given all this information that came out of the left field. Like, where did this come from? Like, I think you may have been learning a little bit more about that when you were down with your son, but I don't think that you thought that it was going to be that drastic, and
Intense.
that
Mhm.
like final and so determinate. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I think I like to just put my foot in and just test the water a little bit, before I just jump off the way in. But yeah, I mean, sometimes it's unexpected, and when I wasn't like, I thought I was prepared, but I wasn't. Was
mm-mm.
not prepared at all.
And you didn't really even have time to process it
Hmm.
before you were being requested to do certain things that were just so like come out of left field. Like, really? But then it wasn't like you totally didn't think it could be true. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it was something that was like there is no God, mom, there is no God. There wasn't anything like that, like where that was totally opposite. So it was, you knew that that wasn't right. But it was
Yeah.
the things that you were learning were like, well, I guess it could be real, but I never thought of it like this. Um, I'm just gonna have to think about this a little bit, and do some research and like validate this information, like trust but validate kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, because it was one of those things like I did not want to lose relationships based on my own thought process, and I thank God because my son did come back to me and he apologized for how intense he was being, because he didn't understand it. He did not understand what he was going through. And all he was doing was acting like being obedient. And
Where
I
did
was
he
like,
get this information from? Like, how did he get so influenced?
he said that God was speaking to him, that God was telling him that the people were going to die, the storm was coming, and that he had to save his people.
That must be, I feel really bad for him because that is such a huge, huge, huge responsibility. that must have been so scary because I can't imagine how he must have felt, like how extreme it was. Like it was a crisis and he was running out of time because it was coming. How horribly frightening that must have been.
He has come to the understanding that um the concept of time is not real for him, and that is in God's timing, because what he thought was going to happen Sunday did not happen Sunday, and that it is still, the storm is still coming. Like he says the storm is still coming, and that Florida will not be there. We just don't know when.
Well, you know
So
what? It may be that what he's hearing and what he's feeling may be a metaphor
mhm,
as opposed to the actual
a
thing.
storm. Hmm.
Because, there's so many political things that could happen that are like a storm. But you know what? What was it? Morocco? I think that lost
Morocco,
thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Like,
the earthquake, and then the flooding.
yeah, like, so that, like, how in the world do those poor people feel? I cannot imagine. I cannot even get my mind wrapped around the horror that that must be I can't imagine. Can you imagine like having a flood like that and it taking out your son, your daughter-in-law, their children, your other daughter in Texas,
I mean,
and the
just
whole
waking
thing,
up
like people
one
go
day.
through those people go through that whole guilt thing too. Like,
Oh
why did
yeah.
I survive? Like, why didn't God just take me? Like, why did he have to take them? Why did he take them and not me? I'm so much older. They were just starting, the whole guilt thing. It's just like we could talk about it till tomorrow, and that's not the point of this, but um it's just such a devastating situation. And I feel really bad for your son that somebody didn't talk to him to talk him off the ledge, that he because you can have these dreams or these feelings, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not imposters who you're hearing them from, because demons can be very persuasive,
Hmm.
you know and
Yeah.
because you just have to remember that God doesn't do anything to hurt you. He's not a vengeful God. He's not. But maybe some religions think that he is. Who knows? Like, there's some things I would not even imagine that they believe in.
Yeah. I
It's
think
just,
he's doing a lot better now.
thank
Like
God. I hope
a
his
little
heart is
bit
like relieved.
more like himself, but changed. He's changed. Like God is going to use him. And I thank God that he turned to God instead of the streets.
Yeah,
He made a choice.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just, thank God. Literally, thank God something stepped in and helped him realize that he didn't have to be so afraid. Because
Hmm.
fear is what makes you do things like that, fear of your family being hurt or being fear. I can't even imagine how your poor son must have felt, you know?
Trust me, I have the audio. I wish I had video, because it's like a picture is a thousand words.
Right,
It was just like I really thought I was in a different time realm,
right.
reality.
Right.
Like this cannot be happening.
I know, because and that had to be so fearful for you and for your other children and everything and your family. It's just, it was such a, and that's why I'm saying, like, he says that God spoke to him and said that. I just hope that it really wasn't someone else, like a cult kind of thing, or somebody that is very
Influence
influential
them. Yeah.
that kind of put that fear in
He
him.
told me, he said that when he went to church, that the pastor anointed him, basically laid hands on him. And ever since the pastor laid hands on him, like the voice of God, he said the voice of God left him, or that he no longer heard the the voice of God. And he started having nightmares. And then my son had not been sleeping. Like, I want to think that he was getting off and on sleep, like really not resting his body and his mind. So it took a while for him to adjust, and I guess not have the nightmares, on top of he felt like he no longer heard God's voice. So
Wow. Wow.
yeah.
Well, hopefully he feels more relief. Hopefully he feels more peace.
Mhm.
And something like that can definitely affect you. Something can definitely affect you when you experience something like that. And it wasn't like, us sitting down for a couple hours and talking. That went on for hours and hours, that
It was
fear that he was carrying.
over the course of a week, is a week or so, because when he got it in his spirit, it was like Sunday was the when everything was supposed to happen, so it happened like probably on a Tuesday, where he was coming to my house sweating profusely and saying that people were watching him and he had to be in disguise. Like,
God, that
what?
must have scared you half to death.
I'm like, where are these people? And don't be coming to my house. Like, do not bring them here, you know? But I was like, I tried to listen to him and not like, not minimize what he was saying, because I believe he believed what he was saying, but in my mind, I was struggling. I was struggling with when is enough enough.
Right.
Mhm.
Like you need to get a hold of yourself. Let's
Like,
talk about this.
slap him around, snap out of it.
Oh
I'm
goodness.
sorry.
Oh
But
my
that's how it
gosh.
was. Like, whew, whatever shrooms you took, don't take that mess again. But he said he wasn't on no mushrooms. I was
Oh
like,
my gosh.
whew, so this was real for him.
That makes it even worse, doesn't it?
It does.
Because then you can't blame it on anything, like if it was
Can't
some
blame it
kind of
on
something like
nothing.
that. Wow. Anyway, this says that your spiritual gifts and talents are starting to come into alignment at this time. Whether you realize it or not, you have this special ability to inspire others through your own personal achievements, goals, and lessons. Imagine that.
I like that. I like that. And
Ask
you
your
gave me the greatest advice. Basically, just start doing it, and your kids will see what you're doing and want to be a part of it.
Mhm.
I
Yep.
love that.
It says, ask yourself how you can pass on any of your lessons to others. Wow, that was just like what you just said, in a gentle and supportive way. Also, be aware as your psychic and intuitive abilities are strengthening. The angels are preparing your energy to help you share.
Wow.
The expanded version says, whether you are a natural intuitive, psychic, dancer, writer, yoga teacher, or whatever you have the natural ability to connect with spirit, because you are a spirit. You were also born with talents and gifts. You may not see them, but that doesn't mean they aren't there. Pay attention over the next few weeks to anyone asking you to show them something or help them with problems that you're already overcome in your own life. You have spiritual gifts coming into alignment, and Archangel Raziel wants to help you channel them. So go for it. And
Wow.
Archangel Raziel, let me show you his picture again while I'm reading it. Archangel Raziel, his name means secrets of God. And he is the angel who is most like a yoga guru. He has mastered all the secrets of spiritual growth and the universal law. If you're interested in using the law of attraction to develop as a clairvoyant, which means that you can see things, Raziel is the angel who can be of most supportive to you. Call on him to guide your spiritual journey, and he will help you align your mind, body, and soul as one.
Woo, thank you.
That's a
Wow,
lot.
Dr. Boone. Yeah, I'm just like everything that you're saying to me, it does resonate. Like every card, I could say, yep, I felt that, I seen that, I heard that. Every card.
Yep.
I am kind of conflicted about going to Texas to help my daughter. She's supposed to have surgery, and she's in such a negative state that I am struggling. Like I don't know if I'm strong enough to withstand all of that. And I know she needs help, but I really don't know if I'm the one that will be able to help her because one, it could be really sensitive and I'll be ready to walk out and, probably say some things on the way. And at the same time, I don't want to be a hindrance. Like I don't want to go and make things worse. But I know she do need help, and I'm the type of person I get things done. Like I do things in person. I talk. I have conversations with people. I ask questions. I kind of like line the dots up so I can see progress. And by the time I get done, it's either I know the answers or I know some people who should know the answers. And I don't know if just knowing answers is gonna help her.
I don't know. It may not be so much that you know the answers, it's in your delivery.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So grown people don't like to be told what to do. So it's almost like you need to coach her into, as opposed to being a consultant where you tell her what to do, or an advisor, be a coach where you ask her questions, non-threatening questions, but open-ended questions where she can figure it out on her own. Does
I
that
like
make
that.
sense?
It does.
And
It's
I
like,
think if you come across as more like in your mind, more like a coach as opposed to an advisor, because kids don't like to hear what their parents have to say. I
mm-hmm.
mean, they do, they want their blessing, but they want to think that they made up their own mind and that they can do this.
My daughter is at a state where she is thinking about it, s- gives her too much anxiety, um, where she can't even think through things and process any information. Like it becomes overwhelming. She has said several times that she tired, she done. And in my opinion, because she hasn't full out said that, I just want to end things. I just want to kill myself. Like she hadn't said those words. It's kind of like I feel like she's still hanging in there, but I feel like because she has already tried suicide to commit suicide, that like it's not far fetched. Like,
Right.
So my granddaughter is there, and she says one of the reasons why she hasn't done it is because, her daughter's there. But if there wasn't a reason, I I don't like I'm like 50-50. The chance is 50-50 with that.
Well, maybe that's something that you can do more research on. I listened on, did you know that September is National Suicide Month?
No, I had no clue.
And the Friday afternoon, American Public University had a 3-hour workshop where it was 3 1-hour workshops, and it was all about suicide. And a lot of it is just, not all of it, of course, but a lot of it is just feeling that they're cared for, that they're needed. Needed, I think, is more, and just knowing that somebody's there for them. So it's just knowing that you're loved and just checking in. And maybe instead of thinking of her as your daughter, which she obviously is, maybe you can think of her more and treat her more like a friend. Like you
Mm,
wouldn't tell me some of the things that you tell her, probably.
yeah,
So, she's of age where she's an adult and she's, a mother. And so she doesn't need you to tell her what to do,
yeah.
and
I
that's
told
something
her,
that we have to learn how to not do.
yeah, I told her that, because she was like, if you come, I don't even know if I'm gonna be in this apartment. I might be in a shelter. I said, well, I'll just be in the shelter with you.
That's
Like
perfect. That was
I'm
a
gonna go,
perfect
I'm
answer.
gonna go wherever you go. That's where I'm
Mhm.
gonna be at.
I think you should go. And I just think that you should have it in your mind that regardless what she says, regardless how she acts, you're just going to love her and continue loving her and be kind. And because, when we get angry and everything, that's our ego. That's not our spirit. That's our ego talking. That's our ego because she's not listening to me. She's not doing this, because I told her to do this. I can't believe she's doing this. Well, that's your ego talking. And we need it to be more about our heart and just to love her.
Whew. And I'm glad that you told me that we can send angels places where they're
Absolutely.
needed. So yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. And if you want, you can just let her know that I do this. And since she's your daughter, I would definitely do a card reading for her. And it can even be just 3 cards. you know, it doesn't have to be a big spread like this. This one is really good, but I had to do this one for my certification. But
Thank you, Dr. B. Thank you.
so I'm trying to get these certifications done. Like I got the Reiki one done. I'm getting this card reading one done. I need to do crystal healing. I need to get that one done. And I need to finish up my coaching class. So if I can get
You are on it.
all
Yes.
4 of those things done this year, between now and the end of the year, I'll be so happy. Because then that'll free me up so I can do other things next year.
Yes. Yes. Claiming it, standing in it. Yes, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's what I'm saying, you know, like even with you, if there's something that you're interested in, then find out more about it. Like do research on it, do things with it, sign up for a class, do this, do that, you know? Like,
Yes.
and you know, like I really enjoy being in the community that I'm in, like 2 different communities. One is like a local community where there are other ladies that do Reiki, crystal healing, card reading. They read tarot cards, not just oracle cards. Like I don't really read the tarot cards. I just read oracle cards. I would like to learn a little bit more about them. I know years ago I used to read tarot cards, but now I'm pretty much just stick with like the oracle cards. And but there's no judgment, which I love. And we're all just trying to support each other and love each other. Now, one group is here in Delaware, and then the other group that I'm involved with is in the UK. So
Wow.
that it's all online and everything, but we talk just like we're talking now. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
that's super cool.
I love it. You can connect with anybody, anywhere.
Mm-hmm. It's this
Thank you
the
so much.
technology definitely makes it convenient, that's for sure.
I tell you, I feel blessed. I feel heard. I feel validated. I feel like enlightened. Like I'm about to start walking in my purpose. Like, I already know God has always heard my prayers. Like he always hear me when I ask for something. He gave it to me. Might not be that way that I'm thinking of it, but he always come through for me. And I
Mm-hmm.
have no reason not to doubt him and what he
Mm-hmm.
will be able to do. Now that I just know like he got helpers, like, it ain't, he everywhere and anywhere at all times, but he just give me a little bit extra because, he got angels working on my behalf too. So,
And they said that the angels are the heart of God.
wow. Mm, I love
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you want to hear about your jumper now?
I do. I want to know what jumped out at you.
Okay, so it says, live your joy.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, angels, for supporting me as I follow my joy.
Amen.
Look at her. She's like kicking it up.
Energy. I feel it. It just jumps off the page. She jumping. Energy and motion.
Yep.
Stay in motion.
Yep. Got the butterflies around her. She's got her angel wings.
Mm-hmm. Watch me fly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to fly.
Yep. Isn't that beautiful?
It is. Thank you.
Good.
You're beautiful. You're gorgeous. Thank you for spending time with me. This
Thank
was so unexpected. Like, I was not expecting this today, and I'm glad I showed up.
Me too. Me too. Let me tell you what this card means. Your guardian angel is encouraging you to follow your heart at this time. Do what makes your heart sing. Do what makes you smile. Do what makes you dance and rejoice. Living your joy is so important. It is truly your only purpose here. If you're wondering what you're supposed to do with your life, this card is showing you that you are to choose the pathway that is filled with joy and happiness. That's all it is. It's the key to the inner peace.
Wow.
And the extended version says, if you find yourself sad and drained at the moment, take time to do what makes you feel alive, whether it be a hobby or simply spending time with a loved one. You are being encouraged to do it now. Anything that makes you feel blessed, filled with energy and alive is your joy, and today is the day to live your joy. When you do this, you will draw positive and loving experiences into your life that will wash away the darkness.
Wow. I love it.
Doesn't
I
that make
need
you
that.
feel so good?
Yeah. I need that in my life. Yes. And it's right on time. Like everything. Like, just thank you so much. Thank you for being my guardian angel. Just for like showing me that there is so much potential, that you are my biggest cheerleader. Even when
Mhm.
I don't feel like cheering for myself, you're still cheering for me. And that
Absolutely.
means a lot. It goes a long way.
You know what is so crazy? How we were supposed to be together. Like, how in the world? You know this is divine connection because there was no way that I would have ever met you.
No way.
Here I am all the way up here in Delaware. You're in Alabama. Like, you might as well be in Japan, right? Right?
Miles and miles apart. Like,
Yeah.
if
But I feel so connected to you. I
I
feel
know, I was
so
like,
connected to you.
if I had not took your class, if I had not been like, oh, I want to go back to school, I'm not doing nothing with my life. Let me make better use of my time. If I had not been struggling the way I was struggling, I just, it would have been, it's like looking for a needle in a haystack. What, how did I ever find you?
But
Like,
you weren't
what?
even looking for me. That's the
And
funny part too.
I didn't even know you were real. Like, really? I was like, no, it's a bot.
Uh-huh.
These
Uh-huh.
are bots, you know? So thank God that God told me, like, no, uh, no, silly. They are real people on the other end. And just
Mhm.
like you sharing your story with me, because I know that you didn't have to pick up that phone call and answer a crying, bubbling person, stranger. And, like just you being so real and so authentic and genuine, it made me a believer. Like, I was sold day one. My mind was blown. I was like, wow, she is real. She is a real person.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to know more about her. And I probably became like a fanatic, you know? But I was like, wow, let me go and just reread her bio. Let me see what this woman is about. And I'm like, pew, 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 mind blown. And I was like, wow, for you to see something in me to be like, you know, you got this. And I'm like, no, because nobody ever tells me this. They don't tell me no positive stuff. You know, they're waiting for me to fail. They're waiting for my downfall and to laugh at me, but not you. And I just appreciate you. I'm very thankful. I want to show you this real quick. My son, he got me this book. He said he bought this book and he didn't know why he bought this book, but something told him to buy this book. And I kind of been reading it. I don't read much. I don't know if you
Oh,
can see
wow.
this.
What is that about?
Atomic Habits. So far, it teaches you strategies by James Clear, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. And so they do have like laws. Um, I'm I'm beginning to understand a little bit about laws. Like, some laws are meant to be broken, but the theories, if you can take theories and apply them in a way, you'll get the result that you want, you know? So that's kind of like what I'm thinking in my mind now. So there's some strategies here that if I apply them, I should get results. It's proven. Like he has like case studies and everything in here.
Mm-hmm.
My son got that. He said he didn't know why he got it. He just thought I needed it. So I was like, okay, I don't read, son. I wish you had got me an audio, but I got a library. But I told him, this is what I told my son today. I told him, I said, son, if you can spend like 15 minutes with me, like, if there's something that you're reading and you want to talk through it and, you read me a chapter, send me some pictures and I read it myself, we can discuss. That's all I need. And
Mm-hmm.
he agreed to that. Like, and I was like, okay, this book you gave me, you said you want it back after I finished reading. So maybe I could share this book with you and read a page or two and we go over it and we discuss it. I would so much love that.
Mm-hmm.
And he agreed.
That's awesome. He did.
Yeah. And
Wow.
I did that with my daughter. Like, I shared some pages with her because I was like, wow, I need to work on this. So maybe this could kind of help you. What do you feel like you want to work on or discuss or talk about? And I shared her some pages about it was basically law number 3, and it had to deal with how to stop procrastinating by using the 2-minute rule. And it had like the fork in the road for a good decision, bad decision. But when you have moments where you can make a definitive decision, it can impact your day.
Mm-hmm.
It will have a significant impact. And I like the word atomic because it breaks down atomic
Okay.
and then it breaks down habits.
I love that. I
And
love
it's
that.
just telling me, yeah, it's just telling me that I can have atomic moments throughout my day that have a major impact
Mm-hmm.
on how the outcome will be.
Mm-hmm.
And if I do that every day for however long I live, I can just imagine how good my life could be.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what, the thing that we have to remember too, and you know this already, is that your joy and your happiness comes from within. It doesn't, you don't get joy and happiness from other people. Like, oh, if I could just get my business started, then I would be happy. If I could just do this, I would be happy. If this person would just act like this, then I would be happy. It doesn't work like that. That joy and that happiness has to come from within. And that last card that says live your joy, don't let anyone steal your joy,
Thank you.
because you know what makes you happy. You know what makes you happy. And I think one of the things that we have to remember too is that people will disappoint you because they're not going to act the way you want them to act all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So when they do things that make us happy, we just have to rejoice in those times. And the other times, give them grace.
Mm.
Because we
Amen.
don't make them happy either. We don't
That's
make them
true.
happy 100% of the time. We disappoint other people as well as they disappoint us. So, yep. So I have another giant favor, please.
Oh
So
yeah,
can
I'm
you,
telling you, you're getting an A. You're getting an A on this.
thank you. So do you think that you could respond to my email that I sent you, that Zoom link, and
Okay.
just tell me how you felt this went. Because I need to have like a response to submit with it's like a case study kind of thing. And I have to
Yes.
go through and write down what actually this is perfect that I recorded this because I can go back now and listen to it and write down what I said about each card. And because I'm supposed to like decipher each card and then like the overall thing. I think this reading makes me feel really good for you.
I loved it. I'm like, do I need to get a reading like once a week, or how often should I get a reading?
However often you feel like you need it.
Okay.
Like if the same thing with Reiki, right? Like whenever you think you need to have that, you
Okay.
know, maybe that's something that, a lot of therapists, and that's something else that, because Heather told me the other day that she's actually referred 10 or 15 people to my Reiki master.
Wow.
So, and then my daughter-in-law, mother and stepfather are both therapists. So I'm thinking I probably could get them to refer people to me too. And like, I think I could get Heather to refer people to me too. But my dilemma is I don't want them in my house. I don't want these crazy people in my house. And they're going to the therapist because they're crazy. Like,
No, 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 no,
no,
no.
listen to me.
Mo-
My daughter deals with drug and alcohol addicted people. I prefer not to have that in my house
True.
because it just doesn't feel right in my heart. It doesn't feel right in my stomach. And I can't.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Heather knows that. Like, I don't think she even wants that. So, and then we talked about it the other day, and she said, Mom, why don't you just rent one of the rooms from the office where I work and have your Reiki set up in there? But I want to be able to do cards too. And she said, well, I'm not sure about that, Mom. And because I think that Reiki is obviously a different channel than reading
Mm-hmm.
cards are. And I don't think she wants it to be that far out. Like, you know what I mean? I think she plays around with cards a little bit, but
I was gonna say that um to me it doesn't, it might be a different channel, but it's all leading to a better version of
right.
self.
But I think, you know, it's just harder to convince people without them experiencing it. And I've
Mm.
never read Heather's cards. She's not interested. I think she's
Oh,
afraid of tapping in too close.
wow.
Like she wants to keep things
Hidden.
a little bit. Like I wouldn't tell my mom some of my deepest secrets. Well, some of these cards bring out your deepest secrets,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
But
just that I'm receiving it. I'm not making it up. Like I'm not
yeah,
sitting here making this up. Like I'm receiving all of this information I just told you.
I mean, for one thing, she does not have to confirm or deny anything.
I know, but you know what? You
You're
can
just
tell,
reading the
but I'm her
cards
mother. I can tell if it's hitting
by
home.
her face.
Or just a feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm very, very connected to my kids, just like you are.
Yeah.
Like you can feel it when you're talking to them on the phone. You can
Mm-hmm.
totally
That's true.
feel their body language. You can totally feel their energy talking to them on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
You can totally tell where your kids are by just hearing their voice. But guess what?
Sometimes you can tell before they even get there.
I
But
know. I know. But you know
mhm.
what? They can tell us too.
Wow.
It's not
Yeah.
a one-way street. They can totally tell when as soon as you answer the phone, they can tell where you are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's not a one-way street for sure. And the older they get, the more in tune they are to it.
I feel you, because you know what my granddaughter told me? My granddaughter, she told me, because I was having a bad day, Dr. B. I was so irritable. I don't know if I was angry or what, but I was giving everybody the business. Everybody was getting the business. And it was like, even when they was coming at me and throwing God at me, and I was swiping right and swiping left, and no, I'm angry. I'm irritable. And God should let me complain because I want to complain. And I told my granddaughter, I said, not feeling well. She's like, what's wrong? And I told her, I said, just irritable, just not feeling my best. And she said, you know what I think you should do? And I said, what do you think I should do? She said, I think you should eat more fruits and vegetables and drink water and meditate and pray to God. I said, you are so right. And do some yoga. You is so right, girl. I need to do, I received that. Thank you so much.
Now
That's
look,
what
this
she told
child,
me.
she is a child. What is she going to be when she's in her 20s? What is this child going to be when she's in her 30s? Your child is running with my child because my grandchildren, same thing. What are they going to be when they get 20 and 30 and 40 years
The,
old, Jet? What are they going to
the
be?
question is, what can't they be?
I know, I know, I know. That's why we have to set boundaries. We have to set guidelines for them. We have to help them set boundaries and guidelines for themselves. But they see much more than they hear.
That is true. That is
So
so
we have to
true.
be such good examples for them, you know?
I
I just
love it.
love you.
I love you. I appreciate you. I'm gonna go on and fill out this. Is it survey, like a survey?
No,
I
I
have
just
to
need
look
you to
and
just
see.
write up like a little paragraph. That's all.
Okay, I can do that. I love you. Thank
Oh,
you.
I love you too. This was amazing. This
I
makes me
love
want to
it.
do it more and more and more.
And guess what? Like, um, and I was gonna ask you about that. Like, I'm gonna talk to my daughter, because I think, because she convinced me to get a tarot card reading. Like, we had like a video. We was on Zoom, and we did a tarot reading, and that was my first time. I mean, I always wanted to go to New Orleans, and I don't know. I just assumed that that's where they be at, but I guess they're everywhere, you know. And to me, it's something that, everything's not written in stone, and that's what the lady had told me
What's your
about
daughter's name?
my first name.
No, your daughter's name.
Oh, Riaya.
Say it again.
Riaya.
Riaya. Did I pronounce it
Riaya.
right? Riaya. That's beautiful.
hmm Got it from the Bible. And I think, like, our destiny is not written in stone. It is still being written. So a lot of the things that she was saying to me, like, it was spot on. Like, I was like, okay, it seemed like it was kind of vague, but it resonated. Like, I kind of knew that she was hitting on something. And then there was things like, I was like, wait a minute, what about my love life? Like, I ain't gonna find love. Like, ain't no love in my future. And she was saying to me, like, basically, I will find a passion, and it will, more or less like hitting on activism and prison reform. And I was like, whoa, okay. Yeah. So I was just like, okay, I don't know what my future has for me, but I feel like it's um it's something that I can aspire to start just walking in my purpose. And my biggest thing is to help others, and just be a light. I feel like wherever God's purpose is for me, it is going to be big, it's going to be huge, and it might be small, but I feel like it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing, whatever it is.
You just keep doing you, and it will be amazing. For
I
real.
love you. You take
I
care of
love you
yourself.
too.
Who won the game? Who won the game?
My husband's team won, so he's happy with that.
Okay.
My game comes on at 8:30, 8:20.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll let you go. Thank you. And I'll get on it. And
Okay,
you
that
take
sounds
care.
great. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a
I
good
love
night.
you. Appreciate you.
I love
Bye-bye.
you too. I appreciate you too. Bye, hun.